when you hear songs like Little Wing, Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, there's like these kind of runs in between the chords, right? And it feels when you're sort of, once you've got to the stage of learning a few bar chords, it would be great, wouldn't it, to that kind of thing, right? So what we're going to do today, we're going to investigate how that works. We're going to only use E-shaped bar chords, which is pretty straightforward. This is A major. Underneath here is this scale pattern. And that was A major. So you've got A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, right? So it follows that if we're playing in the key of A major, we can play A major, right? Makes sense. And this is the basis of what people are doing when they're playing runs inside the chords. Grab your guitar at the same time, you can have a go. So bass, stab, bass, bass, stab. And then with our third finger here, what we can do is we can slide from B to C sharp, hit an E, hit an F sharp. So it's going to sound something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... So basically from 7 to 9, 7, 9, 7. Now obviously if the song is moving and the chord is changing, then we can move the chord 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now, I did just exactly the same thing there. I just basically played to D, D major, 10th fret, and we're going to slide and basically play technically the same thing, fret-wise, versus the chord. So we're going... right? Because in D major, those notes work. All right? So you can see that you can get these moves between the shapes. Now, these notes are in the sort of guts of the pattern, right? So what you can do then is then kind of a bit higher up the register. I mean, if you think of other things like, I think I mentioned Banana Pancakes before by Jack Johnson. I like to try and pick different kinds of music and not all stay in the same sort of zone. How does that go? Do you see what I mean? It's the same trick, like we're playing in A minor here. A minor. G7. So the same sort of ideas, right? Okay, so we've spoken about the low stuff there. So let's talk about the sort of middle stuff. Now, because of the nature of the shape of the chord, the E-shaped chord, we kind of got this 7, 7, 6, 5. You can actually do this sort of thing, right? So instead of always being stuck in this sort of traditional bar chord shape, you can kind of put your index finger over 5, 6, 7, 5. And I'm just not going to play the A string. I could play the A string because it's A, but we're going to... See what I mean? So we're here in A. Right. Now, so we're still in the key of A here. So we've got A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, right? Now, there's a lot of things we can do in here. Within the sort of zone of the chord itself, if you use your pinky, you've actually got a sus4, a 6, and a 9 in the key, right there, all on the 7th fret. So when you hear like those sorts of little wing riffs, you can hear this sort of... Okay, so it follows that if we've got a kind of possibility, and then, sorry, we're staying E-shaped bar chords, A. Now, I'm still in A. Here. You've got to know your sort of, this is why it's important to learn your scales, right? Because then you've got all these notes in the area of your chord, which now you've freed up your fingers to be able to play, right? In between your chords. Now, our song so far has been pretty straightforward, right? We've just had A and D. I mean, it's not the most complicated song in the world, but if you think of like My Girl, it's doing the same, exactly this sort of trick, if you like. I don't think it's an A though. I got a feeling that maybe that My Girl is in C. That feels right. Yeah, so you can kind of see that, let me just squeeze forward here. You can kind of see that that is the trick of it, right? Now, so within the shape we had those little riffs. So this kind of thing, using your first finger here, all the way down, so like 9, 6, 4, 3, 1. Especially that 4, 3, 1 thing. Like, it goes. Right? It's awesome. Maybe we can try 1 and 2 and 3. I'm just hammering on to D there. All right, so let's go from here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, right? Now, you wouldn't necessarily play the same riff. I'm just going to switch the heater off. Play the same riff all the time. It's going to be a bit dull, right? But you can mix the tops and bottoms. So you get like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. See what I mean? Now, let's chuck an extra chord in. We're going to play the chords A, D, C sharp minor, D. It's a bit more melodic, right? You get a, third chord of the key there. So we've got A major, D, C sharp minor, D. Now, so far we've sort of focused on major things, right? Now, but obviously C sharp minor is a minor chord. But helpfully, everybody knows C sharp minor pentatonic, right? Or that first position of the minor pentatonic. Right? So imagine in there, let me just zoom in for you better, right? You know, all that kind of stuff where you've got your finger flat, kind of the the triady bit of the chord. Right? So if you had A, and so there you start to see, it's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. I do one of these live streams once a month. If you have any questions or you want me to cover something in the thing that's been bugging you or you never quite get the answer to, I'm happy to help. Thanks so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Bye for now.